thing has happened. This is our adult Sunday school right before worship. And today was the first of a two-part series of sacred choices. Today we talked about our jobs and our volunteer responsibilities and all of the different ways that we can find to serve God and take care of each other. And then next week we'll spend time talking about our families, how we cared for our kids and our grandkids and our parents and siblings and spouses, and the ways that we do that faithfully and share God's love. So 9 o'clock, right there in the fireside room, we look for you to join us next week. Are there announcements and prayer requests that folks would like to share?
You guys haven't seen me for the last 4 weeks here because I'm the commissioner for the new consolidation of the Rock Island churches. It happened last week. The new church is called Grace Church. The old Shepherd South Park, Gloria Jew and Broadway no longer exists. They used to have 40 to 50 participants at the old Good Shepherd. They had almost 180 people there last week. It was an unbelievable service. And so there's no longer the other churches other than the corporate world. And we have a guest from South Park here today, Angel Yemen. So welcome her. She lives in Milan. We're probably going to get a few of those that live in Milan who are closer to home. So, thank you.
It's always good to have folks visit. Good to have you here.
Talking about the commission, it's not going to meet tomorrow afternoon. We're going to do a very short meeting next Sunday after church. So if you're in church, just plan on staying for the commission meeting for just a tad bit. And I'd like to thank the Schwabs for the 30+ food for the shelter. And I'd like to thank Bob Scott and Les Schwab for mowing yesterday. Thank you.
I just wanted to let you know that several women showed up for Sarah Circle last Monday due to my error, but it is this Monday at 10 o'clock. Anybody that wants to come to Sarah Circle, we will be meeting here at 10 a.m. Thank you.
Last week at the Deacons meeting, we talked about how strong this church is in prayer requests and praying for not only our people, but other people connected to our people. And now I have a request. Ron's older brother, just this spring survived having a kidney removed. And everything was going well. His recovery was going well. And they discovered some small nodules in his lungs have grown. And they've grown a lot. And now are affecting his lymph nodes. So I need the strength of this church to pray for Ron's brother Dave. For Dave.
I'd like to have prayers for Jeanette McLaughlin's grandson, Alec. He tried to commit suicide this week, so he needs, the whole family needs prayers.
I also had a message from Lori Lyon. I'd like to lift up prayers for her friend Melissa, who just lost her mother to cancer. Prayers for her and for her family.
I'd like prayers for my brother. He's not doing very good. And then I had a prayer request from another church, a brother, and I know where to adopt. And they are asking other churches for prayers for her.
For who? For Dot.
Dot.
This is going to be a strange prayer request. There's a little church out by Sherrard called Cable Community Church. Their pastor's name is Clint. And Clint is going through some horrific health problems. His second go-round with cancer, and there have been some complications. He's a young man, and he was a child of God for sure, so we could use his prayers, our prayers.
Prayers for Clint and for Cable Community Church. It's a hard path.
I would like to continue to have prayers for my brother-in-law Joe. He had his angiogram, everything went well there, but he's going to be referred to a valve clinic for a valve replacement for his heart. And also prayers for my daughter-in-law's family. They lost their grandfather this week to cancer.
Also, an announcement and a prayer request. Starting next Saturday morning is the Presbyterian Church's General Assembly. And it's gonna be a little strange. I think you all know the way we've usually done it, where every presbytery sends a few folks and we all gather in one place together and just crowd up the stadium with a bunch of people writing notes and using paperwork. And this time, since COVID risks are so high, it'll be split. So that means that Saturday is our first official gathering where I'm a voting commissioner. And we will be electing our moderators, worshiping together, figuring out what we're going to do to guide the church for the next couple of years. And we'll be doing it online. We'll all be heading out to Louisville for different times to do our committee work and do some of that hard discussion and prayer in person. And then coming back together to vote on it online instead of trying to cram several thousand people who have all traveled from different places into one room. It's gonna be strange. So prayers that everyone's Wi-Fi works, prayers that everyone is patient and focused and able to spend the time they need to really discern God's will, even if they're in the same room as a dog who wants to go out in the backyard. Being remote can be tough. And Thanksgiving too, that I get to be part of it. This is an exciting year, it doesn't happen that often. So folks, I am grateful that I get to do this. Anything else to share? I do have to remind you, next week, come just a smidge early to church. We're gonna have a congregational meeting at 9:45 to support and approve our new slate of deacons to serve for the coming year. And also to approve the switch. We have two elders, one currently a clerk of session, one currently chair of nominating, and they have agreed to swap positions. So it's time for us to celebrate Carolyn's 9 years of work as our clerk, and also to be able to celebrate the lift up bond as she takes on that role. So 9:45, it'll be quick, it'll be a celebration. Please join us. Let us prepare our hearts and minds now for worship as we praise God together.